Sonja here from Success Fitness, and today we are going to be doing a core and stretch class. So all we need really is just a mat and maybe some water for before and after, probably not necessarily during, but if you need some, you can drink it too. So we're going to start on all fours today. So hands go right underneath your shoulders. Hips are right underneath your knees, your knees are right underneath your hips. And we're just going to do a nice little cat and cow. So we're going to tuck your tailbone under as we're exhaling and inhale, releasing it. So I really want you to move through the spine, okay? Exhale, tucking it under. Let's shift your weight a little bit more back towards your heels, just slightly. And releasing it into the arch. And again, exhale, 3. And inhale, release. And again, exhale, 4, and inhale, release. And again, 5, and release, right? So not only are we moving 6 through that lower back, but we're also internally massaging your organs. It feels so good. And again, 8, and release. Good, let's do 2 more. 9, and release. Excellent job. 1 last time. 10 and release. Let's hold it right here with a slight bit off the arch. And all I want you to do is just sort of rotate those hips around. A little bit more weight in the upper body and then a little bit more weight back into the heels. Okay? 2 and rotate. 3 and rotate. 2. 1 more time. Ready? Let's unwind. Let's go the opposite direction and go 1. And again, 2. Feels good, doesn't it? Feels good to move around. 3. 2 more. 4. Good job. 1 more. 5. Hold it right here. Let's sit back on those heels. So press those toes together, knees slightly apart. Sit back on those heels, arms extended. Nice long stretch to the lats, to the hips, head going right down towards the mat. Deep breath in. Exhaling it out. Good. From here, we're going to come forward. Knees come back slightly back together. And then lowering your hips gently down. Be gentle here. Don't force this. Roll your shoulders down your spine, opening up the chest. Inhale and exhale into that stretch, opening up through the abdomen. We're going to go child into this up dog 5 times. Ready? Pressing it back. 1, then come back forward, lowering those hips. Exhale into it. And again, 2, and come forward, exhale into it. And again, 3, and forward, exhale into it. 2 more. 4, and back forward. Last one. 5, and back into it. Good, and release. Let's lay over onto your back, and let's establish those core muscles. So what I'd like you to do is a little bit of a pelvic tuck. So I want you to pull those hips slightly in. So it's like you're trying to pull the pubic bone towards your navel, okay? And then there should not be an arch in that lower back. So we're gonna pull it all the way in, and then reversing it, and then creating that arch as you're coming back out of it, okay? So when I put my hands here, it's just like I'm controlling that movement, all right? And then undoing it. Let's do it again. Exhale, pull. Inhale, release. And it's not a lift of the hips. It's just a rotation into and release. And again, 3 and release. So pull that belly button right in and release. And again, 5 and release. Let's do 5 more. In and release. Really controlling it. 4 and release. 3 and release. Good. 2 more. And release. 1 more. And release. We're going to pull it in 1 more time so that we have control over your lower back. And all we're going to do is we're going to take those knees, and with your arms laterally to the side, we're just going to drop them over to one side and then over to the other side. As we're pulling the knees up to the center, we want to use your core to do that, not your arms, okay? Exhale, press 3, lifting it up, 4, Good. And again, 5. Exhale, 6. Inhale, drop. 4 more. 7. And drop. Good. 3 more. And drop. 2 more. And drop. Last one. And lift. Good. Pulling those knees into your chest. Let's give you a little rock side to side. All right, we're going to turn this over onto all fours. We're going to go into a set of planks. So when we're doing a plank, we can do them on your hands, on your elbows, on your knees, and on your toes, right? So again, your level of plank. So we're going to go onto your hands, pulling that belly button slightly in. So we're not going to drop it low. We're not going to round it. We're going to go right in the middle. We're going to take both legs behind, and we're going to plank it out. Let's hold it right here. Now your hands should be right underneath those shoulders. You want to get your feet a little bit wider so we have a little bit better positioning for balance. And what I like you to do is take one hand, reaching it forward and release one. Other hand, reaching it forward and release 2. If this is too difficult, drop to the knees. 3. And again, 4. Yes. 5. 6. You got this, right? 7, notice how slow I go, right? I want to work my core here, and I'm gonna go nice and controlled. And again, 10, keep going. We got 10 more. 1, 2, now let's say this bothers your wrists. 3, you can also drop to your elbows, okay? 4, 5, good job. 6, you got this. 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. There we go. We're going to lay over on your back. How steady were you in your hips, right? So we want to keep it as steady as you can, not a lot of rocking going on there. We're going to come lying right down. We're going to take both hands behind your ears. We're going to lift it up into a crunch position, so we're going to feel the upper abdominals contracting and keeping you in position. One leg goes straight up, one leg hovers just above the ground, okay? And we're gonna scissor those legs. I'm gonna reach behind those legs. So we're gonna go up behind the one, and then switching it as you're supporting your head, and then reaching it up into the other, okay? Ready? And go. Reach, reach, and switch. Reach, and switch. Reach. Every time I'm trying to support my head, reach. There we go. Good. Keeping those core muscles engaged the whole time. Clasp behind that leg if you can. And again. 30 more seconds, right? Are you feeling your core? Your lower back should not feel any stress here because one leg always stays up to push that lower back down towards the ground. And again, come on, we're almost there. Stay with me. Oh yes, come on. 5 more seconds. We got this. And release. Whew. Okay, from there, we're going to do mini reverse crunches. So our hands are going to be beside, head is going to stay down. We're going to start off on the end of the mat in the front. And when we're lifting your behind, I want you to shift to the other side. So it's going like basically from palm to palm. Okay, and then shifting it back. Try not to use a lot of upper body strength here. We want to use the lower abdominals. Ready, set, and go. Lift and shift. Lift and shift. Yes? Lift and shift. So your hands are here to support, but they're not doing all the work. And that reverse crunch that we're doing here is actually quite small, right? So don't make it huge because we don't want to use all that momentum. Keep going. Hand to hand or edge to edge, whatever you prefer here. And press. Come on, we're only at 30 seconds. Let's do it. 30 more seconds. And again. Oh, yes. I feel the burn. Come on. Shifting it over, so that small little lift of the hips. Keep going. You got 15 more seconds. We got this, right? Good, keep going, 10 more seconds. Now warm. Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Oh yes, give yourself a nice long stretch, right? So stretching out the core muscles. We're gonna do this one more time. So let's turn it back over into that high plank position. So again, you can be on your hands or on your elbows, you decide. With that reach, legs go back. So this time we're not gonna count, we're gonna do it for time. So 1 minute, ready, set, and go. Try to go as slow as you can without doing a lot of rotation. So you'll see my hips moving just so tiny, so small, okay? So it's not to get as many in as possible, it's to be as controlled as you can. Good, and lift. Your lower back should not feel this. If you're feeling this in the lower back, maybe it's time to drop to the knees and give yourself a little bit more stability. There's 30 seconds. All right, so again, this is going to be very individual to what you are able to do with the strength that you have combined with your lower and upper body and of course your core. And your core is your powerhouse. That is your foundation, and that's what makes you stronger all around. So it's really important that we spend time on these sort of workouts, and good job. We're gonna take it back over onto your back to the legs up, hands behind the ears, scissor the legs out, ready, set, and go. Curling into it, other leg, other leg. And just like all my other workouts, I'm just doing 2 sets here today, right? But if you want to work a little harder, you can do 3 sets of certain segments of little circuits and switch. So you have to decide how much time you have, how long do you want to work on each of these things, and press. Come on, and switch. Good, and switch. We got this. Don't forget to breathe, right? I'm always putting my hands back behind my head, 20 more seconds to support. How's that core? Is it burning? I feel mine. Come on, 10 more seconds. Don't give up on me now. Right, and if that bothers your lower back, you can also do a little bit less intensity. And done. Good job. We're gonna go right back into those mini crunches. So your arms are laterally out from the shoulders. Legs go straight up, over to one side. Ready, set, and go. Shifting it over. Shifting it over, right? You can also have your hands a little bit more narrow. Shifting it over, hand to hand. Try different scenarios, right? So a small little lift, right? And if you're engaging those muscles, right, you're gonna start feeling them. Try not to press too much off those hands, right? So sometimes here I have a little bit more help, here a little bit less help. I'm using my core muscles to shift myself from corner to corner, okay? So again, figure out your level, what feels good for you. Don't overdo it. If you want to make it a little easier, you can be right here. Sometimes that's actually not easier. I find it just as hard. And again, pressing up. If not, it might be harder. I don't know. You try. Let me know. And push. 10 more seconds. Whew. Come on. Press it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Whew. Feel the burn. Get that nice stretch in again. Lengthening all those core muscles, okay? Lengthening it right out. Pulling those knees into your chest. Let's give you a nice little rock side to side, massaging through that lower back. All right, we're gonna move on from here. We're gonna do a butterfly sit up. So I want you to get your feet still together. Your knees are gonna be apart, okay? Your hands are going to be above your head. Now, as soon as we do this, you might feel that your lower back is lifting. So I want you to still try the best you can to pelvic tuck this in. Now, we can just go partial. So we're just going to go from here to here, or we can go a lot fuller up. So this is completely up to you depending on your flexibility. So pelvic tuck in. Ready, set, and go. And extend. So now we're working more from the upper abdominals, okay? Where we did with those reverse crunches and the scissors, it's more lower abdominals. So we're trying to switch it up here. Come on, lifting it through. If that's hard on your neck, you can always use one hand and just keep it behind your head for support. 30 seconds, come on, and lift. Good. Don't forget to breathe, right? Exhale when you lift. Inhale as return. And again, exhale, lift. Inhale, return. And again. Good job. Keep going. And lift. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Good. Hands go behind your ears. We're going to do a double butterfly crunch. So knees stay out, elbows come out, meeting in the center. Ready? Let's go. 1. If you can tap those heels with your elbows, right? If you can't, just stay partial and don't come up as high. And lift. Woo, come on. Ooh, good work. Keep those knees apart. It's easy to let them drop back to the center, right? And again. Ooh, good. Keep going. Squeezing it up. You got 30 more seconds. How's that feeling? Good. Keep going. Come on. We want to feel that core. 20 more seconds for a couple days, right? Maybe. Good. Keep going. Good work. Almost there. 10 seconds. Don't give up on me now. And pressing it in. 4, 3, 2, and release. Whew. We're going to stay here. We're going to keep your feet together, and we're going to drop those knees slightly apart, okay? I don't want you to go way out here, but just slightly apart. And we're going to press into your feet still, and we're going to butterfly. We're going to bridge it up. So we're going to keep our hands here, and we're going to lift your bum up and down. Ready? And go. Lift and release. So by keeping those knees slightly separated, we're actually targeting just a different part of those glutes. So a little bit more of the glute meat, a little bit higher up there, and press. If we drop out a little bit wider, just be careful not to just be on the outside of your feet, pressing it up and release. Right, so kind of play with this a little bit, lifting it up and release. Let's do 10 more seconds. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Come on. Pressing it up. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold it up. Hold it up right here. We're going to take the knees together and apart. Together and apart. We're going to stay up here. Together and apart. Don't drop those hips. Up and out. In and out. In and out. Come on, keep your hips lifted. 15 seconds. In and out. You should feel this a little bit higher up in that glute. And again, squeezing it together and release. Squeezing it together and release. Go, go, go. Come on. 4, 3, 2, and release. Good. Pulling those knees into your chest again. Give yourself that gentle rock side to side. Give yourself a little breather, right, in between these exercises. And we're going to step those feet back down to the floor. I want you not to have those feet too close that you can actually touch the heels. I want you to walk them out a little bit, and you'll understand why in a second. We're going to lift your head just so slightly, chin slightly tucked in. I don't want you to lift way up here, okay? And then all we're going to do from here, we're going to touch the heel and then touch the other heel. So a bit of a wiggle worm, okay, going on. In 4, 3, 2, ready, and go. Touch and touch. Touch and touch. Now, if this bothers your neck, which this is usually the #1 complaint I'll get, then you can put your hand behind your ears and then just sink elbow to hip or elbow to those heels. What I don't want you to do is lift too high here. I hate saying don'ts, but we do need to know what we're looking for when we're doing some of these exercises, okay? So again, heel to heel if you can. Right? So the further away those heels are, the harder this is going to be. And press. Press. Come on. Reach for it. Reach for it. Reach for it. Reach for it. Come on. Lifting it up and across. Let's go. 10 more seconds. We got this. Abs of steel, right? Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Whew. All right. Pelvic stays tucked in. One leg crosses over the other. Keep that knee dropped out. Hands go behind your ears, lifting it up. All I want you to do is cross over to the leg that is the knee that's bent. And when you're taking it over, I want you to let those hands go, reaching through the legs and then coming back down. Okay? Ready? Knees out. On your marks and go. Up and reach. And down. Up and reach. And down. Up and reach. And down. And each time I'm just trying to support my head. You don't have to, right? Like if you have pretty strong neck muscles there and that doesn't really bother you. But let's say it really bothers you, even just letting go. And you can also do just one hand and reaching it through. And reaching it through. And what I really want you to think about is letting the side where the knees bend, that's where you want to lean into a little bit more, into that knee. Lifting more into it, not lean into it. Okay? Because we want to use that one side a little bit more than the other. And again. Right? So it's a slight little turn, not a lot, but enough so that that side is working just a little bit harder. 4, 3, 2, and release. Let's switch to the other side. Knee pops out to the side. Ready, set, and go. So again, reaching just slightly more, in my case, to my left. Right? If your neck gets tired, just keep the one hand behind your head and reaching it through. So we all are at different levels. So it's really important that you find what works good for you. Good. Exhale out. Awesome work. And again, squeezing it through. We got this. And lift. Come on. And again. Right? And if you're even just letting one hand go bothers you, you can also just crunch into it. Right? Crunch into that leg. Think about crunching towards that upper knee when you're coming up. Okay? 10 more seconds. Yes? Go, go, go. Keep going. And again. And again. And done. Good. Let's hold it right here. When we do these kind of exercises, the neck can get a little bit more strain feeling. So let's just turn your head over to one side, so ear to the floor. And then take your head over to the other side, ear to floor. Right? Just stretching through those neck extensors. And release. Okay. Legs go out. About the width of the mat. Arms come out. We're going to come up to a full sit-up with touching the opposite foot with the opposite hand, right? Let's see how that goes. Pelvic tucked in, just slightly. Ready? We're going to lift. And reach for that toe. And then coming all the way back down. Okay? Other side. Now, if you can't come up to a full seated position, all I want you to do is reach as high as you can. Okay? Do the best you can. And reach, slowly come down. And then notice how I come up, right? With a little bit of a momentum, a little bit of a pop, and then slow it down, right? So our muscles, when we lengthen them, and your abs are no different, that's when they're truly strengthened. So really go into that lengthening position in a slow manner. Okay? Nice and slow. Good. 15 seconds. And in. And slowly down. Good. And again, up we go. Reach for it. And slowly down. Let's do it again. Last one. And slowly down. Let's hold it right here. Legs go into a 90-degree angle. I'm always resetting my core, right? So 90 degree, knees slightly away, Hands go back behind your ears. And we can either do a wiggle from here, where we wiggle where your heels slightly turn in and then slightly turn the other way. If you want to make this a little bit harder, hold it right here and try to touch those heels. Ready, set, and go. Reaching for the heel, reaching for the heel, reaching for the heel. If this gets tiring on the neck, we can also keep that one hand behind your ears. Yes? Good, wiggle into it. Oh, my poor core. Good. And lift. And lift. Good. Keep going. Lifting into it. Oh, you got this. Oh, good work. It's not just a lift, right? We're going to twist into it like a little wiggle. And wiggle. Good. And wiggle. 20 more seconds. And wiggle. You can even let those heels come a little bit closer towards you, right? Just don't pull those knees too close to you. And again. 10 more seconds. And again. Last 5. 4. 3. And time. Good work. Pelvic still stays tucked in, okay? We're going to do a little scissor legs, scissor arms action. So we're going to have both legs, well, one leg down, one leg up, opposite arm, opposite leg, chin comes up, and we're going to switch. Ready? And go. 1, and go. 2, can you do this? If your neck gets tired. 3, just keep your neck lowered, right? And again. And again. And again. Good, keep going. Use the core muscles to lift the leg, not just those hip flexors. It's easy to feel those guys. Okay? And again. And again. And again. And again. Good. Right? If you want to work a little harder, lift your shoulders, lift your head. Try to go a little bit faster, but again, we're not after speed here. We're after control. Okay? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Good work. All right. That is your round 1. Arms extended to the sides. Drop your knees over to one side. Get that nice stretch into those hips. Taking it over to the other side. Stretching the other side. So getting into that lower back at the same time. So we started out with the butterfly sit-ups. Arms above your head. We're going to go there again. We're going to do that whole segment one more time. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Hold it right here. We are going to let those knees drop to the side. Arms go right above the head. On your marks, get ready, and go. So this time, no breaks in between. We're going to move from one to the next and press, okay? So butterfly, sit-ups. From there, we're going to go into double crunches in the butterfly position. So you have to remember everything. It's hard. And push. Lift it up. Good work. And lift, right? Lower back should be nice and safe here. Hip flexors are not doing any work, well, very minimal work, because those knees are separated. Good. Exhale out, lift. We've got 20 more seconds. Come on. Good job. Keep going. Inhale, exhale, and press. Good. 10 more seconds here. And lift. Good work. Come on, push it. 4, 3, 2, and release. Hands behind your ears. Double butterfly crunch. Elbows to knees, knees to elbows. Ready? And go. And pull. If you can't go as low because it bothers your lower back, don't lower your feet as low. And again. Good. Keep going. Nice deep breathing. Right, notice on I exhale, on the effort. Good, keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. Oh, yes. We got 20 more seconds. Then we're going to go right into your bridges. Keeping those knees apart for 30 seconds. All right, keep going, last 15. Keep those knees apart. All right, now want to come together, 10 more seconds. Good, keep going. Keep going. Last one. Good, hold it down right here. Feet come a little bit more to the ground, knees slightly apart, hands down. We're gonna bridge it up and down with those knees apart. Ready, and go. So your feet, come a little bit closer in, or your weight on your feet is a little bit more to the outside of your feet and lifting it up, right? Up and down we go, and again, lifting it up. Good, lifting it up. Squeezing the glutes, working from that lower back, hips are working. Keep going and lift. Almost there. 5, 4, 3. Let's lift it up. Pop those knees in and out, but keep the bridge lifted. Now try to go a little bit further out if you can. Keep that bridge up, right? So those hips are off the ground. And again, pushing them together and apart. Pressing it together and apart. Come on, 20 more seconds. In and out. Lift, release. Lift, release. Yes? Don't let the hips go down. Come on, 10 seconds. Keep those hips up. And push 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Good. Feet stay a little bit, well, actually not very close. And we're going to do that little wiggle again. So we're going to touch the opposite heel. Chin tucked in, ready, touching the heels, and go. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, come on. And wiggle. Do the best you can. Lifting more from your shoulders, right? So it's not your neck lifting, it's your shoulders holding you, and your upper abdominals are holding you, and your neck. Keep that chin tucked in as much as you can, right? Again, if it gets too tiring, just go side to side from here and support that head, okay? So think more elbow to hip that way. So don't lift super high because we're trying to get into the oblique as we're wiggling into it. Come on, wiggle, wiggle. Right? You always wanted to wiggle, didn't you? Come on, wiggle it out. Wiggle it out. Wiggle it out. Woo. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. One leg on top of the other knee. Keep that knee open, so really pushing it away from you. Hands behind your ears. Let's rotate your body just slightly. Let's just keep one hand behind your head, chin slightly tucked in. Other hand reaches through the arms. Ready? Arms. 3. Reaches through the legs. Ready? And go. Reach and down. Reach and down. Right? So we have a little bit more of a turn here. And down. So a lot of times when we go through that first set, it's just finding your level and your technique. And then next time you do it, or the next set you do, you kind of go, oh, okay, I got this. I need to change this, or I need to add more weight, or more repetition, or I need to turn a little bit more, right? Or my neck needs more support, especially after the second set, because your neck is doing a lot of work, and we don't want to feel like that we have whiplash tomorrow from this. Okay, so keep your head supported. Come on, 20 more seconds. But it's also important to remember that we also need to strengthen those muscles as well, right? So once in a while, it's okay to do a couple exercises where it feels a little bit more work to the neck, and then the next round, maybe hold your neck more. 4, 3, 2, let's switch, and right into it. Let's go. In and out. In and out. Let's turn the body just slightly, right? So again, we're working a little bit more from the opposite side now. Keep that knee out as well, so don't let it pop in. Good. Exhale at the top. Inhale as you come down. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Then again, at home, if you have a little bit more time, you can run these exercises through 3 times. But today we can only do 2 sets of all this. Having that said, you can always continue and do 1 more round when we're done today. Oh, good, keep going. Oh, nice work. 10 more seconds, we got this. Oh, good, keep going, push it through. Oh yes, and again. And time, good. Legs separated, straight out on the mat. Arms separated. We're going to come into that full sit-up, reaching for the opposite toe. Pelvic tucked in. Find your level in 4, 3, 2, let's go. Reaching for the toe and releasing it back down slow. Reaching it for the opposite toe, releasing it back down. Yes? Oh. And release. Good. And again. And release. Good. And again, notice I'm very cautious coming back down, slowing it down, letting my core do the work, not just my lower back, okay? Slowly taking it down. And again. Slowly down. And again, lifting it through. Woo! Good job. Come on, 15 more seconds. Slowly back. You're going to feel these tomorrow, right? And back. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Legs at a 90 angle. Shifting away from my mat here. 90 degree. Back to the wiggle. Head goes up. We can do either elbow to heel or reaching for the heel. Ready and go. Reach and reach. Reach and reach. So the heels are slightly turning with you, right? So you're going to curl basically into each side. Okay, again, if it's tiring, just don't lift your head very high here. Okay, so that's the key, is that your shoulders don't have to lift super high, but still giving you that support, right? And sometimes you can do like a portion with your hands behind your ears, and then a portion where you come back and touching your heels, okay? And then again, as you're doing this, your neck muscles will get stronger, and you will be able to sustain that position a little bit longer, all right? Keep going. So close, 10 more seconds, come on. Good, keep going, 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Good, drop your head over to one side, just stretching those neck muscles. Good work, over to the other side. Stretching it through. Awesome job. Legs go straight up to the ceiling, pushing that lower back down. Arms go straight up. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Ready, and go. Lift, other side. Lift, other side. And lift, coming a little bit higher, right? Chin tucked in. And then if you want to take it a little bit faster, now we can start lifting it and picking up the pace. Head stays down for more support, a little bit easier. Not saying it's easy, but it's a little bit easier, right? Versus your head coming up. Keep going. Come on. Down we go. Pressing it through. Good. Keep powering through this. Good work. And again, let's do 20 more seconds here. And lift. And lift. And lift. Come on, coordination, right? Doesn't really matter if you don't get the arms and legs, right? Oh, good job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Woo, how are you making out? We're going to pull those knees in towards your chest. Let's give you a nice little rock side to side. Massaging through that lower back. Nice deep breath in and out. Getting all the oxygen in, massaging that lower back. We're going to lower, in my case, my right leg down. I'm going to take that left knee just slightly away from me, and then I'm going to grab it with the opposite hand and pulling it across the hips. I want to leave my opposite shoulder down, and I'm also going to look that direction so that I get a nice little stretch in that hip, and it also reminds me to keep that shoulder down, okay? So nice little stretch to that hip. Nice and controlled, deep breath in and out. We're going to release it back to 90. That leg that's straight is just going to come up, and we're going to rest this foot on top. We're going to reach through, grabbing that leg, and basically I'm closing my fingers behind that leg. With the opposite elbow, I'm just going to press onto that knee just so slightly to get a little deeper stretch in my hip. Okay, so pulling in a little bit closer. And if you want, you can take that leg a little bit higher, pull it a little bit closer, but don't let the knee pull in, right? So the whole point here is that we're stretching that opposite knee that's bent towards the side to get that hip in there, right? And while this one is up there, add a couple things into it, right? Rotating it out, since it's already there, might as well add a few segments, all right? And releasing it down. Good, let's switch the other side. So this time we're going to take this leg down. The leg closest to me is going to be coming up, hand to the outside of that knee, pulling it across. The shoulder stays down, and I'm going to look towards you as I'm pulling the knee away from you. So notice I have this in a nice 90-degree angle. That doesn't mean necessarily that's where you want to be. Try to play a little bit with it. Go up a little higher, go down a little bit, and try to find where you're tightest. And again, nice deep breath in. On the exhale, you want to feel that release in that hip. Notice how I can go a little bit further as I'm breathing into it. Good, back to the center. That leg that's straight is bending in. We're going to rest that knee on top of the opposite leg. Reaching through, clasping those hands with the elbow. Give it a little bit of a push. Okay, hold it right here. Nice little stretch to that outer hip. Leg goes straight up if you like. And rotate ankle around. You can also leave it here, right, in case it's too intense. Now, if any of this isn't too intense, you can also stay right here, right? You don't have to lift it all the way in if that feels uncomfortable, right? With that elbow, I'm just helping out a little bit. Let's rotate it the other way. Good, nice and controlled. And release. Good, let's lay over to one side. We can rest your head into your hand. We're going to grab one leg up at the top, pulling that knee slightly away from that top leg, and we're going to press your hip forward. So you want to feel that stretch pushing forward and squeeze your butt cheek here, okay? So a nice stretch into those quadriceps, the front of the thighs. Inhale and exhale. We're going to take that leg that we have on top here that we're hanging on to, and we're going to cross it over. And at the same time, we're going to lift ourselves up into a seated position. Hug that knee in nice and tight, and we're going to rotate, keeping your back nice and flat, having that back hand supporting you, and then looking the opposite direction. Keep that knee nice and close towards your chest. Taking it back to the center. Both legs are nice and straight. Give yourself a nice deep breath in. Into a forward fold. Good, let your head go. And release. We're going to pivot it over to the other side. Into the quad stretch. So bottom leg is straight. Rest into your head into your hand. Grab that shoe and your foot, your shoelaces. Put your foot into your hand. And then pull that knee slightly back. Push the hip forward. Squeeze those glutes. We don't want to be way up here. Okay, drop that knee. And then open up your shoulder. This part here, open at the same time. So press your foot into your hand. So we're going to get that nice stretch in the shoulder at the same time. Hold it. So again, we've talked about this before in regards to stretching, core work, stretching or versus flexibility. Stretching is something that you do 15, 30 seconds, right? Flexibility, to gain that, you have to hold the stretch a lot longer, like a minute up to 3 minutes. We're going to cross this leg over, coming back to that seated position, nice and upright, hugging the knee in nice and tight, and again, we're going to rotate and looking the opposite direction. We want to keep that knee nice and snug into your chest, okay? Nice little rotation. Let's hold. Inhale, exhale out. Get that nice stretch into those into the hips. More the hips than the lower back, for sure. But again, depends on where you're tight. Let's take it all the way over on all fours. We're going to sit back into those heels and give yourself a nice stretch to the lower back, into the hips. Head right down towards the mat. From here, we're going to walk it over to one side, getting that nice little C shape in there, stretching those lats out at the same time. We want to remember too that all these muscles are connected, right? And it's like, yes, Sonja, we work the core. Why aren't we stretching the core? Well, your lower back is a big part of it.
Your hips are a big part of it, right? So your core really starts just underneath your rib cage and just above your thighs, right? So there's a lot that's connected there. And then back to the center. We're going to walk ourselves forward, and then we're going to gently, knees aligned with your hips, gently lower those hips back down, roll the shoulders down your spine. Let's look over the shoulder. Good, and then take it over the other side, same thing, looking over the shoulder. And back to the center, popping it back up on all fours, tucking your toes under, lifting it up into a downward dog, pressing those heels down towards the floor, get your head right through, let your head go, shake it out, the no action, the yes action, and releasing it back down. And there you have it. You have done, oh nice hair, you have done the core and stretch class for today. You've done a fantastic job. And again, as I was saying earlier, if you feel like you want to spend a little bit more time on the core, put it on pause, do a second, third round, right, and repeat it. But again, I'm trying to stick to about the 35 to 45 minute mark so that it's realistic for everybody to find time at any point of the day to get a quick workout in. So 30 minutes a day is what you need to boost that immune system. All right? Thank you for joining me. My name is Sonja from Success Fitness, and I will see you tomorrow for another class, right? See you then.